Hi, and we're back with Steve Lepkowski from bodyonline.com. Steve, thanks for joining us again.
Thanks for having me, Rob.
So I have to tell you that this is another thing that is spreading all over the internet. It's been spreading for some time. You've been ahead of the curve with Bodyline, and now I'm seeing it more and more. And actually, I'm hearing more people feeling this thing they call 5G. And if anyone's using their phone, then you know, hey, this little 5G marker is now coming up. But it seemed like, and maybe correct me if I'm wrong, the 5G before was almost like this false 5G. It wasn't really 5G. But something's happening, at least here in America, where the 5G is being turned on. And am I right in that? What have you heard right now? I know you've been in telecom for many years, beginning in Texas Instruments and moving to AT&T and so on and so forth. But what do you think is going on right now, Steve?
So, Rob, 5G is a term that we use to describe the fifth generation of cellular phone technology, okay? You're going to hear 5G on our routers and used in other spaces, but ultimately it's a spectrum, a range of frequency that the telecommunications company can use to move data in and out of your phone. And it's evolved. It went from first generation, second generation, third generation. They tacked LTE on it. Long-term evolution, so they could stay on the same path. And then they could light up 4G, and then it was 4G LTE, and now it's 5G, and then 5G WM or WiMAX. All of these are just a descriptor for them to keep track of where they're operating. Prior to this, I interrogated 125 towers where I went up in the bucket truck and looked through those antennas to see what was going on. What I could plainly see is that these were 5G enabled, ultimately transmitting at 5G ranges, but weren't fully turned on. Okay, they were operating at the lower end of the spectrum, so we could call it like 4G plus or 5G minus, giving everybody the opportunity to get upgraded while they built the infrastructure. So in January of 2022, AT&T and Verizon said, we're going to turn it up now. We're ready to give people to blow their mind with the experience of getting maybe 30 gigabits per second. That's the frequency they want to put out. They want to provide that from the cell tower to your phone and vice versa. That's real 5G. That's dead right in where the spectrum is going to call it out. So what's got to happen is they turn up the knob, because you can't just do it by changing the phone.
Okay.
You got to do it by adding more power into the system, more electricity, so that thing can move even faster to move information back and forth. So that can go farther. We know that energy, the distance that these waves can travel is certainly a function of the amount of energy we put in at the tower, and vice versa, the amount of energy that we can pack into the phone. So in order to make it happen, they got to dial up the energy. And I know many of us have heard, and it's been the topic at any airport you go to, is it affecting airplanes trying to land and take off? Well, the data is pretty overwhelming. What I see on TV, what I see on the internet, what I'm reading, and when I've talked to a couple pilots, they've told me for certain that these 5G energies now around airports are bothering the systems that they use to determine how high off the ground they are. Now, to me, that's pretty important. Okay, instead of looking out over the nose of the plane, these guys are going to be able to have their instrumentation tell them where they are. And if that isn't right, then we all got to hold on to make certain that pilot can get us through that landing. So early on, the ATs and Ts of the world and the Verizons of the world says, we'll keep it low so that energy shouldn't bother you. Now they're cranking it up in January 2022. So guess what's happening? The pilots are getting worried. The unions are getting involved. The airlines are getting involved. And certainly the airports are getting involved to find a way that we can coexist with these 5G. But Rob, I promise you, if you ask your friends, okay, your loved ones, have you noticed any difference in January? How are you feeling? They're going to tell you, I'm more tired than I've ever been. Okay, they're going to tell you I have a headache worse than I've ever had, a constant throbbing headache. Okay, you're not going to sleep as well because your body's being bombarded with these 5G energies that it's never seen before. You know, we have God-made energies that hit us from the cosmos. We've had man-made energies hitting us when Marconi invented the first wireless communication. We was able to broadcast over a radio. Today, we went from very simple frequencies to gigahertz. frequencies. And that spectrum, 900 megahertz, that's where your microwave oven works. Okay? Now we're at 30 gigahertz full spectrum on 5G. Rob, our bodies are so saturated with these, your headaches, your life is going to collapse. I call it digital toxicity. All these energies hitting our bodies are going to bring us down. My studies have shown that good products that use the frequencies captured in traditional Chinese medicine can elevate your body to feel better. Through the last 10 plus years that I've done this, my study of biology, my study of traditional Chinese medicine, I've captured the ability to move the body, to move your body back to normal, where you don't have the headaches, you sleep better at night, you don't have the fatigue, you don't have the lack of energy, okay, by simply putting this device on your phone, and as it's near your body, signals to your body to elevate. A lot of work and consideration has gone into what those frequencies are, how they're going to manage the body, what would be the difference between 3G, 4G, and 5G, and smart meters and Wi-Fi boxes. All are captured in this simple device that uses heat, it uses frequency, it uses the energy to give your body a dose of those things that an acupuncturist would give you in order to elevate your body back to where it belongs. Rob, the secret to the universe is frequency and energy, and that's what this does. It signals those frequencies, those energies to your body to get you back to normal. I invite you to come to Body Align. I have videos there that show the impact in dark field microscopy. It'll show you the impact in these experiments that we've done and the studies that we've done. You can see all that information at bodyalign.com.
Check it out, www.bodyalign.com. Steve, thanks very much. I'll see you on the next video.